Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So it's the start of PUMPvember. Yes, that's right. Uptober has been was absolutely fantastic. And now we have entered November and we can see PUMPvember bring even more gains to Bitcoin. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the big Fed meeting that's going to happen today and what to expect and what's going to happen tomorrow and the rest of this week. So let's do this. Welcome, guys. Market bell has just rung. Got a little excitement this morning already. You can see when I was preparing my stream, Bitcoin is about 34.3, 34.4. It pumped up over 35,000. It got rejected at 35.2 again. Let's see what's going to happen the remainder of the day. Now, we have something big today. Obviously, we got something very big today. But I did want to mention Solana is still on an absolute tear, up another 9%, closing in at $40. Man, I just talked about Solana last night, and it's still going. All right. Now, as for the market today, well, it could be a very good day. It could be a very good day because Fed Chair Powell is going to have another FOMC meeting, and we will see what he says. Now, most likely, he's going to say not a whole lot. There will not be a rate hike. It's pretty much guaranteed there will be no rate hike. But what will he say about rates? I guess the market will wait and find out, right? In case you're wondering if I'm going to have an FOMC meeting stream today, the answer is no, because I'm busy, so I can't. But I don't expect anything to come out of today's meeting. Basically, he's probably going to say, you know, we need to have elevated rates for quite some time until we truly get inflation down to 2 to 3%, and that probably won't come until mid of 2024. So sometime between June and July-ish. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Sometime mid next year, which is fine because that's just a few months after the halving event. That's when the parabolic phase starts. Okay, that's when things really start going nutty. So again, it lines up. Next year, I call it the quadfecta. It's really more than that, but this is one of the big catalysts that will drive Bitcoin higher. In the meantime, though, something else that's driving Bitcoin higher is Janet Yellen. She basically says that, yeah, they need to step up how much bonds the Treasury needs to sell, I guess, in order to patch up the debt situation. There's a lot of debt that the U.S. is incurring right now, and we need money. So her job is to pump out as much bonds and notes as possible to sell, to borrow money. That's what it is. Okay, when people buy bonds, it's not like you're just giving money. It's a loan. You're actually giving a loan. You're giving a loan to the U.S. government, basically, or U.S. Treasury Department, I should say, right? And she plans on ramping up in a big way because we need to raise like $1 trillion this last 3 months just to survive. That's how silly things have become, right? So you got this guy right here trying to curb inflation, and this woman right here that's going to add to it. So who's going to win out, I don't know. But that is definitely driving people to Bitcoin. So if you look at the correlation between Bitcoin and S&P 500, it has gone to 0 now, okay? 0% correlation. We had many years of correlation. You could see from 2020 on, there was like a 40, 50, 60% correlation where Bitcoin moved roughly in the same direction as S&P 500. S&P 500 goes up, Bitcoin goes up, goes down, and goes down, right? But in 2023, over this last, I don't know if it's just October, but probably a little bit before, starting from August, September, October, we started seeing that decoupling. And now there's, according to this, there's 0% correlation. Zero. So that's because we have this flight to quality. A lot of people are paying attention and not happy about what's going on with inflation, with printing, with debt, with everything else that's going on, right? I think that's the reason. And plus, people are not oblivious to the fact that institutions are jumping into the space and about to pump Bitcoin in a big, big way. So in October, we had the highest monthly close in 18 months, going all the way back to May of 2022. So just like all previous cycles, we do this. We form a bottom and we start recovering. And by the time we get to the halving event, usually it's around like the 78.6% Fibonacci level. And that's right around mid 40s to 50s at this point. So we are trending upwards exactly like clockwork. Even if you discount the institutions that are trying to FOMO in and you discount the flight to quality because of macro conditions, Bitcoin is still just moving according to plan. We may just be moving a little bit quicker than planned, but nevertheless, we are still moving according to plan. And what is the plan? This is. This is exactly the plan, okay? Bitcoin is about to go higher, okay? You can see this bullish cross on the monthly scale. It just happened, okay? It happened before. It almost looks like it's a halving event, right? So again, we're a little bit ahead of schedule, but we have formed that bullish cross on the monthly scale. And what happens when we form that bullish cross? I mean, just look at it. You could see what happens afterwards, right? So we have started that path. We're on our way. Okay, but you know what? It's not Uptober anymore. It's PUMPvember, which I just coined that. I don't think it's actually PUMPvember, but who cares? I'm going to say it's PUMPvember because that's where we are. So are we going to hit 40,000 next, right? We're very close to 35,000. Can't seem to pass it yet and hold. But once we do, 37,000 will be around the corner. And is 40,000 really that far-fetched? No. Can we hit 40,000 by the end of this month? And maybe 45, 50,000 by the end of December. This is all in the cards right now. All these scenarios are in the cards because we have so much going on right now, okay? Including the number of holders, the HODL Waves, which just shows how many people that's been holding for 10 plus years, 7 to 10 years, 5 to 7 years, 3 to 5 years, 2 to 3 years, 1 to 2 years. Basically, you add it all up, we are at all-time high around 80%. 80% of all circulating Bitcoin is held right now. There's so little that is actually floating around being traded. And even the little portion that is being traded, that's dwindling. We see exchange reserves go down. Like literally, like every single week, we just see the chart just keeps going like this, right? So imagine the big boys like BlackRock, right? They will be competing for the 20% that exists. Everything else is already bought and hodled. That's why we have this HODL wave, right? So can Bitcoin go up to 40,000 in PUMPvember? Well, if the holders have anything to do with it, then yes, because the holders will continue to hodl, continue to DCA, continue to basically buy more of the current supply that's available. And there's just not a whole lot. There's just not a whole lot, right? Here's another one. Looking at Bitcoin on a long-term scale, okay? And we have the pre-bull run-up and then the parabolic run-up. This is basically the halving event. But really, it doesn't have to align exactly on the halving event day. But yeah, we have had that pre-bull run. I would argue that we're still in that pre-bull run, okay? But according to this, we have broken out. This is actually looking at the 10-year government bond. And whenever you have that breakout, well, Bitcoin also goes up. So this is looking at something a little bit different. But nevertheless, all these charts are showing that we're going up, and they're very similar to each other, which is, yes, we had a run up from the bottom, and yes, we will be forming that parabolic bull run in the near future, whether that's right now after a Bitcoin spot ETF approval, or whether that's after the halving event, which is only 4 months away, right? It's going to happen. It's a matter of when, not if. So all I could say is, strap on and get ready. What else is there? Of course, spot Bitcoin ETF. Still a lot of enthusiasm about it, right? There's a big day that I revealed yesterday, but today people found out that Invesco, which also is coming out with a Bitcoin spot ETF, their symbol has listed on a DTCC site, BTCO, right? So basically all the spot Bitcoin ETFs, all of their symbols have been listed already. David, where do you see XRP November 9th? I'll get to your question in Q&A. But yeah, all of them have been listed already. They're getting ready. They know. They've been working with SEC. They've been amending their application, which means they've gotten feedback already. So it's looking good. It's looking real good. And I hinted this yesterday. I'm going to hint it again. There is a closed door meeting tomorrow, okay, by the SEC for resolution of litigation claims and institutional and settlement of administrative proceedings. So what does that mean? Okay. And institution and settlement injunctions actions. So what does that mean? A lot of people think this means they're going to resolve this grayscale trust to ETF conversion. Basically, the court said you can't deny them with your past excuses. You have to come up with new excuses, and if you can't, you got to let them do it, right? And they have a limited amount of time to act. If they don't act, basically grayscale wins and they can get it. So they're probably going to decide tomorrow. Are we going to let grayscale do this or not? And if we're not going to, we better come up with some good excuses that grayscale can't sue us for and overturn, right? So there's a good chance that tomorrow could be the day. And it's not just me. So many others have predicted. A lot of these big Wall Street analysts have predicted that Bitcoin can get a spot Bitcoin ETF approval before the end of the year. Not beginning of next year, not before the halving event. That there's a real good chance it's going to get approved in November or December, right? But if it happens in November, that name, PUMPvember, will come to life, I guess. Will come into existence because we'll definitely see some massive pumps that come afterwards, right? So tomorrow is a big day. Today is actually a big day because of the FOMC meeting, although I don't think anything big will come out. Unless Powell actually turns dovish and the whole market starts roaring upwards, unless that happens, right? But I think today is a big nothing burger from the Fed. But tomorrow will be huge. And someone mentioned about XRP. XRP and Ripple are also meeting with, guess who? The SEC on November 9th. That's next week. And that lawsuit may be settled. So you're talking about a lot of big things happening in November. Huge dates, huge events that may be pumping us upwards to new heights. I take that back. It can't be new heights. It's not like we're going for all-time high. But it will lead us to the promised land, closer to the promised land. Let's just put it that way, right? So we can see a lot more recovery, a lot more gains coming up this month, and we have just started. Unfortunately, Bitcoin is not pumping up above 35,000 like I wish it did during the stream, but again, it's just a matter of time. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. So someone asked me earlier about XRP. How high can XRP get if they settle that lawsuit? If they do, I could see XRP heading to $1 real quick. Real quick. Len is such a gifter. Gifter, not grifter. Gifter. 5 memberships. Thank you. What's happening with Phantom? I have 10 Phantoms and thinking about selling it in 2030. I really need to go up because my loan ends in 2030. I will lose my house. Yeah, I don't know what to do about your situation with your house. As for Phantom, 10 Phantoms is not going to be enough to help you save your house, if I'm being completely honest. So I don't know. I don't know what your expectations are. But Phantom, they're in recovery mode, just like all the other chains. I don't know what else to say about that. There are plans to maybe convert it to a layer 2 for Ethereum and get off being an L1. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. They have a big conference coming up in January, though. Len is the Oprah Winfrey of membership. The other day, someone gifted 50 memberships. 50. That was a lot. I don't know who it was, but that was a lot. Today is Wednesday. I'm excited to show my DCA portfolio because it probably has gone up a lot. I have a lot of Solana in that portfolio, and everything else has been going up too. So I think that portfolio will surprise people. I should be pretty close to even. I have not checked it for a week. Yes, Sandeep did it. Yes, thank you, Melvin. Hey, George, I heard inflation rate at XRP is really high. Is that true? No, that's actually not true. XRP does not have a set supply. It can inflate, but XRP actually has a burning mechanism too that not a lot of people know about. So no, it doesn't actually inflate. And their point is not to inflate it to keep at the same level too. They actually created... Stable coins were not around when XRP was created. Had they been around, XRP would have been a stable coin because that makes more sense, but they programmed it so that it should go up in value. That's the only way it can handle, let's say, trillions of transactions or trillions of volume. So that's not, whatever you heard is not true. Why hasn't anyone made premium emojis for you? I don't know. It's never thought about it. Just having a star looks pretty good already. Makes people stand out. What is a membership for? It just gives you cool emojis. It makes you stand out versus everyone else. And also, whenever I do have events and I give out free tickets, I give it out to members. So I could do members only posts and member only videos, but I haven't been doing that. But I have been doing posts recently. Like for the Vegas event or whatever, I would give out free tickets for people that want to join, right? And in the future, if I do other things like maybe exclusive things, that I will give that out to members as well. Yeah, boosted, I do not have COVID, and I don't know why you think that's a laughing matter, even if I did. What is the over 1 year held capital gains tax this year? I don't know. It was 25%. Now, I don't know, they raised that up to 30% or 28%. I don't actually know. See, the thing is, if you just hold and not sell, then you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about it until 2025, right? What is the best place to send you emojis for evaluation? Just email me, george@cryptosrus.com. Mark, are you bullish on DFK Jewel add to DCA portfolio? The only one that I'm really not bullish on, but I could see recovering is Jewel because it is deflationary at this point. The other is Crystal and Jade, not so much. And I'm really excited about the new Mythic token. That is like a brand new thing is not really related to DFK, but it's by the DFK Studios or Kingdom Studios, I should say. So I'm really excited about that. Jewel, on the other hand, I don't know, but I have gotten a glimpse and vision into what they are trying to do and actually turning their game into a game rather than just a DeFi project. They have a shot. They have a shot for this bull run, right? Obviously, right now, most of the players, most of the DeFi people left already. They suffer through a lot. But their new vision of actually getting a game going, that should have been done years ago, but they're actually doing it now. So, I mean, better late than never, right? So we'll see. Paul, thank you. Thanks for everything you do. Thank you for sending that and being a loyal watcher. Fifth Avenue, Phil. Moonbase.fi. What's your honest opinion? I am skeptical. I'm skeptical because I don't like that name at all. I'm not going to go to some random website, okay? But if it's on here, let me see. This Moonbase, is this what it is? Well, it's not even listed, so. Yeah, sorry, Fifth Avenue, Phil. I don't know if you just like did that because you want me to open up some random site that you're associated with. But if it's not here, I'm not going to open it. There's no Moonbase. Or are you talking about these? Which the liquidity is super low, so I'm not going to look at those either. Weight is pumping 100% today. I have no idea. I don't know why. 85%. Anthony, welcome. I have no idea. Up 90% right now. Did they announce something? I have no idea. It's been very stagnant for a long time, and then all of a sudden it pumps up. I'll have to ask Jet to see if there's anything going on with weight. George, please read this comment. I did, but you have no question or anything. How do you feel about the Fed meeting today? I feel like nothing's going to happen in Fed meeting. Powell could be as hawkish as he wants, but as long as he doesn't raise the interest rate up anymore, it's okay. It's okay. But on the other hand, though, you know, it's kind of troubling that Yellen needs to sell a lot more Treasury bonds in order to collect money to pay bills. You know, I wish we could do that, right? How come the government can issue IOUs and sell Treasury bonds to borrow money? Imagine as individuals, we could just issue IOUs to banks and say, hey, let me borrow some money and I will pay you back eventually, right? And when you can't pay them back, what do? You go to the bank again and get more IOUs. And then you get more IOUs and you get more IOUs until you owe so much money that you can't even afford to pay the interest. And then what happens when you can't afford to pay the interest? You go to another bank and then give them another IOU and borrow more money to pay the interest. And then you keep going down this path, right? And you're hoping that there will always be a bank to lend you money so that you could repay back your old IOUs and interest. Doesn't that sound horrible? Doesn't that sound like you're going to bankrupt yourself? But what I just explained is exactly what the U.S. Treasury is doing right now on a country level. That's exactly what they're doing. They wish that there will be infinite amount of countries and people that continue to keep buying the treasuries. But what if they don't? What if one day there's no more people that want to buy it? Well, that's when the whole thing collapses upon itself, right? But that's exactly what we're doing as a country. We have so much debt, we can't even pay off the interest on the debt, and we can't repay any of the loans. So what do? We go borrow more money, and then we use that to repay. Doesn't that sound like a Ponzi scheme? But that's what's happening. So, I hope people realize it's actually not as hard as people think. When people, when you try to talk like finance with people and they think, it's like so complicated, but like that's dumbing it down, but that's actually exactly what's happening right now. That the country has to borrow more money to just repay its obligations and debts and also to survive because we just don't make enough money as a country. We spend way more than we earn. It's just that simple. So if you truly understand this, then you truly understand why so many people love Bitcoin. Michael Parker, is there a Bitcoin mining crypto project? You mean a crypto project that's in Bitcoin mining that's not publicly traded? I'm sure there are, but I'm not really excited about any of them. What's your favorite Cardano project? My favorite Cardano project is SNEC. That's the only one I really know. The DEXs, and there's a few DEXs out there like MinSwap that's doing really well. But, the only DApp that I have ever, it's not even a DApp. The only thing I ever really paid attention to is SNEC. That's it. Pat Jr. says that's a super Ponzi. That's exactly how the U.S. government is behaving. Let's see. Coinbase is not up today. Mara is not up, surprisingly. Tesla's up a little bit. Google and Microsoft are both up. I thought Coinbase would be up today. Let's see. Besides Solana, that's still killing it right now. Anything else? Near Protocol is following. Injective again. Injective have been so damn strong. So damn strong. Injective and Solana have been two big winners in the alts sector. Near Protocol, a lot of people overlook. They don't pump nearly as much. But, Injective is up 86% this month. They're just killing it. Thorchain's doing pretty well. The graph is okay today. Neo. I don't believe in Neo. But it's shocking that they're still holding at like 62. Phantom is right below it. I do wish Phantom comes up and recovers. Any other standouts today? No. I don't know what this Ape NFT is, but it's holding pretty strong up here. Oasis is another one people have asked me about. They seem promising. I just don't know enough about them. Arweave, pretty good. DXDY, this is the ETH one. They just moved to Cosmos 2. Yeah. So, really, today's Injective Day, Solana Day. Cadena, please. I don't know anything about Cadena anymore. I am going to talk to their new CMO though this Thursday, so that's tomorrow. So I'll talk to the new guy. What's his name? Mike something, I think. Mike Huron. Mike Huron. He's the new CMO. So I'm going to talk with him tomorrow and see what's going on. Injective is definitely the most promising project out of Cosmos right now. Actually, you know, I take that back. I mean, BNB, Binance Smart Chain, is out of Cosmos too. People don't know that. BNB chain was created using the Cosmos SDK. And technically it can enable IBC, but Binance has chosen not to. So they try to make it so that it has nothing to do with Cosmos, but BNB is actually, or not the coin itself, but the Binance Smart Chain is the biggest L1 out of Cosmos ecosystem. They just refuse to recognize it for some reason. But Injective is definitely like number 2 if I had to, you know, judge it by market cap, I guess, or market size. Man, we just need to break above. We didn't even break above this this ceiling right now. Okay, it's a very low ceiling, but you know, right here, you could see it. We tested it once, twice, 3 times. We tested it today. Okay, this 35.2. It's such a low ceiling. We're only 600 points away. We break through this, 37,000 is right around the corner. Right? I think we have a good shot of doing that this month, right? Obviously, when we broke up in October, we've been hovering for a while. We retested again. It's just a matter of time we break through this, guys. This is such a lightweight, okay? Lightweight resistance. We just need to break through. We're at 37,000. No one knows. No one knows that Binance Smart Chain is out of Cosmos. That's the thing. Binance has hid that so well for whatever reason. They refuse to recognize it has anything to do with Cosmos. But they could turn on IBC and have cross-chain communication between itself and Injective and Kava and Osmosis and DXDY now if they wanted to, but they don't. They just want to, like, you know, make it seem like it's their own thing. Jimmy, I just got done saying I'm going to talk to Mike Huron tomorrow, okay? I just got done saying that like 2 minutes ago. Is it a good time to trade Solana, or is it too late to get in? I've been saying that for a while. You know, I've been running this 20x leverage long on Solana for a long time. And the other day I sold some out because I'm like, it's probably going to go down. So I sold off 75% of it, made a good chunk, and I still have 25%. And then I added a little more yesterday because I was feeling FOMO, and then it did go up again. But if you're looking at charts, it's really, really, really overbought. It's extremely overbought. It should be coming down. So I would say don't trust this. Not don't trust it, but it has to like come down a little bit. It's been going up too much, too fast, right? Something's going on with it. This is a crazy pump right here. From the 16th, it was at 21. Now it's at 40. It basically doubled within 2 weeks, right, it has to come down. But, you know, it's doing very well. I mean, it made 2 huge partnerships yesterday. I announced it with Google and Amazon. You can't discount those things, right? Like big news always trumps lines and indicators. If there's big news, it doesn't matter what the indicators and lines show. It's just go. It could go both ways. We're almost at 4,000 people, guys. 4,000 people here. Make sure you smash it a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Yeah, we're watching a Solana pump right now. It just keeps on going. But Bitcoin, you know, we had a little stint again above 35. Love to see that go up and break through and head to 37,000. That's the next stop. After we break through 35 to 37,000. We are, yeah, HODL Waves. HODL Waves is approaching like 80%. I don't know if we're exactly 80%. We're like 70-something, high 70-something. But when you have this many holders holding so much Bitcoin, it's just a matter of time. Will you ever 20x Pepe? I did. I made money the first time, and then I got liquidated second time and liquidated on third time, but small amounts. My first time already made up the second and third. So Pepe had a good run, and then it just kind of lost all momentum. Yeah, I mean, I had a good run here, and then ever since, it's just been coming down and down and down and down. It seems to have lost most of the momentum. RF. Injective is also unstoppable like Sol, yeah. I mean, I know they have good development going on, and they're implementing new burning mechanism, or maybe they have already, but I can't really explain why they've been so strong recently. Can you provide insight on Axie Infinity and Ronin Network? I don't really have any insight on Ronin Network other than it suffered the worst hack in crypto history. But Axie Infinity, I think, will come up because a lot of Asian countries, their citizens are using it to make money. And if Axie comes up, SLP starts going up, then they will come back. It's really that simple. SLP, let's see, within the last month, yeah, it's coming back in a big way. And Axie itself, in the last month, not so much. It had a huge pump, and then it just dumped down. But it's still trending upwards. SLP is definitely doing better this time. PMPY. I'm not going to check Promethean Prodigy, man. Sorry. Sorry, Tone. That's probably like a micro cap project. I will not be at Vegas for F1. I'll be in Vegas for IFC, the meet and greet. So I've been telling you guys that. That's mid-December. I'll be at the KC fight as well, Karate Combat 43 fight, and I'm trying to get tickets to a UFC fight. So I'll be in Vegas mid-December. Do I carry a taser on my walks? No. No. I don't think people know who I am when I'm walking. I heard about Invesco announced they submitted it for a spot Bitcoin ETF. No, they already had it. They already had it. I mean, their application's already in. But they were listed, their symbol was listed on the DTCC site, which is the site that lists all the ETFs and all the symbols and everything. So, yeah, they already have an application in. But, you know, now that they have a symbol, that's better. We're getting closer. Did I say Wimby? Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. He's been making a lot of news, I guess. He's like 7'3.5", so he's like 7'4" bare feet. With shoes, he's 7'5". He has a standing reach of 10 feet, which is, I think, the second highest ever, if not the highest ever recorded in the NBA. And he's athletic. He could actually jump, too. He's not just like a Manu Bull, you know, like someone like him that can't jump. So he has a promising future, and he will be basically unstoppable if, big is if he could stay healthy. Generally speaking, big men above 7 feet, especially above like 7'3", 7'4", they all have foot problems. Every single one. But he's very slender, so not a whole lot of weight. So if he can stay healthy, he will be unstoppable in the coming years. But again, big if. We had a lot of prospects over the years that seemed like they were going to be the next, you know, next major star, but then they just get injured some more. Who actually watches basketball? Well, obviously a lot of people, because a lot of people are asking me about Wimby. So yes. How do I 20x my 3K this cycle? Don't do it, man. Don't do it. If you're asking that question, which means you have no idea what you're doing with leverage, don't do it, because you're going to get wiped out, liquidated, and you're going to have nothing. Okay? Don't do it. But if you're talking about 20x, like your overall portfolio, right, just by holding, well, pay attention. I talk about a lot of coins. I talk about mostly Bitcoin, but there are a lot of altcoins that will do very well. They need to do a 20x. Some of them need to do 20x just to get back to their previous highs, but most still need to do a 5 to 10x. And that's, again, getting back to the previous high. So after getting previous high, to move above, there's a lot more room there. A lot more room. Did you see Joe Rogan shoot a Cybertruck with an arrow? Yeah, I did. Of course, the arrow's not going to go through when they shot it with like a Tommy gun. Have you guys seen the video where it's like a huge military, not Tommy gun, I don't know what I'm saying, but like a huge military gun, a turret gun, was trying to shoot the Cybertruck, and they couldn't get through the windows or the door panels, right? So that's a new use case for Cybertruck. If you want a bulletproof car that basically no one could shoot through, then you get a Cybertruck. That's basically what it comes down to. I mean, Elon built those aluminum panels like as if they were tanks or something. I don't know. They seem extremely, extremely durable. When Joe Rogan thought that he could shoot through with his arrow, I'm like, come on. The thing's been shot by like a military turret, and it still didn't go through. You think an arrow's going to go through? But that was cool that they showed it. And they just did it while they were doing the interview. Elon seemed a lot more relaxed that third interview. The first two interviews he went on Joe Rogan, he was so awkward. But the third one, he seemed really relaxed. But he was really cocky about the fight with Zuck. He claimed that Zuck pulled out of the fight, and then he could fight him anytime without training, without cardio. I think maybe he's underestimating that. Grace says, first time in crypto with $10,000. Congratulations, that's a lot. What would you do? All Bitcoin and hold? Basically, if it was me, at this point in time, if I didn't really know and I didn't want the pressures of everything else, right? Yeah, if I didn't really know what I was doing at this point, yeah, just leave it all in Bitcoin. Bitcoin still has plenty to grow. Plenty to grow. You know, that 10,000 could turn into 40, 50,000 by the end of the cycle, right? But as time goes on, as we get more mature and deeper into the parabolic run, that's when a lot of alts will start going up, and I'll talk a lot more about them. Yeah, CL Jacob, that's right. Too bad. I was a big Yao Ming fan. And he was the only one that really gave Shaq any challenge, but his career was ended because of, you know, foot problems. But he was a big guy. Greg Olden, he like never played. He played for like half a season and it's nothing but injuries. I don't remember Samson or Bowie. I was too young, never really watched them. But yeah, a lot of guys over 7'2", you know, like 7'1" is a limit for like, I guess, a normal 7-footer, right? When you start going above 7'3", 7'4", 7'5", 7'6", that's when it's like, it's just a human body is not meant to put that much stress, I guess, you know, or that much weight on feet, basically. All right, guys, let you go. Bitcoin is holding. Let's see. It's starting to come back up again, gaining strength. We are in PUMPvember, okay? PUMPvember could be even better than Uptober. We got a lot of big catalysts to look forward to. And today we have one too. Around 1 o'clock, 1:30, there will be a FOMC meeting. I'm not going to be playing it. So, but I will see you guys tonight. 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll do some DCA, check out the DCA portfolio, and go from there. All right. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.